Hello everyone, welcome to the Budapest Speed Shop. Today I'm coming at you from Venice Beach. The reason why I'm here because I have a 240D, an old Mercedes, which my friends borrowed and drove from, I drove from Kentucky to Chicago where I met with them, and they drove it from Chicago to LA on Route 66. When the car got here, it had several problems which I need to address because I have some other friends who will take it back to Kentucky for me. I did this road trip many times. I don't care for it, so I asked around and I found two guys who want to do it. So before I let them loose, we got to go back to my friend's place, who is also a car collector nut, and then we're gonna fix that car and get it ready for the trip what's coming up. But meanwhile, I got a hotel here in Venice Beach. I've never been here before, so I guess this is what we're gonna do. Look around, have breakfast, and then head over to my friend's house.
Well, the beach wasn't all that exciting, but here is this garage, and I've seen a bunch of very interesting stuff in it. So here's the first thing. We just look around and just see classic cars all over the place. So here's this old, I think it's a 108 convertible, and many other things around here. Here's a Oldsmobile, and that's a Chevy. I used to have a Buick, a 71 Buick wagon, which we drove around the countryside and went from Texas all the way up to Seattle, then took Highway 1 down to LA and then back to Texas. Looks like they couldn't tint the rear window. You need to remove that window to get it right, get it tinted right. Then, a working Alfa Romeo. Looks like it's actually working. And Karmann Ghia, it's a Volkswagen product with American lights and bumpers. That's very odd for me. I always seen them with the European bumpers. So there, I don't know what's under that cover, but there is under Mercedes. Mercedes is all over the place here. First stop was O'Reilly's. I like this place. You can buy all kind of things. Looks like people changing oil here in the parking lot, and it's a fairly used place. What a swimming pool blue Subaru, but all right, let's just concentrate here. So here's the new battery what I got for this car. It's a fairly large battery for that little 240D, and about a few more things in the bag what might gonna need. I got to wash my hand and got a cleaning fluid, but I'm gonna able to clean the oil off from the injector, and then bought a couple of clamps, hose clamps. We'll see if we need them. Well, let's pack everything up and head over to Victor's house. He lives not too far from the airport. He likes to collect East German Wartburgs. That was a two-stroke, three-cylinder car. Well, here's his street with a nice-looking Chrysler product. It's actually for sale. I don't really like it because it doesn't have enough fins. I got a 1960 DeSoto, which I think it's a lot better looking car. This is like probably a 64 maybe. Victor's house is going to be on the right side. We're looking for a Bluesmobile. Like from the Blues Brothers. It's an old Dodge. Well, there it is. Freaking awesome. And here's the Racing Turtle.
All right, we got to my friend's Victor's house. And there is the Racing Turtle. It's totally fits into the place. Hello, Victor. Yeah, you don't look too excited. Just got up. You don't look too excited. First order of business. We're gonna change the battery. So this is my friend's battery. We get it out, put the new one in. So it looks like the fuel pump, the number 3 cylinder, is leaking a little bit, a lot actually. So if I use the hand pump, you can see that it's bubbling next to it, and then it leaks a lot. So we're gonna need to clean it and take it off. So we're gonna take these two pipes off, and then we can get to it. First thing we do, we're gonna take off these two holders what holds the metal pipes. I loosened up the nuts with this wrench, but it didn't do this one because it just opened up. It was too tight or something, so I used a regular wrench to get to it and open it up. So now we can remove it from the car and get it off. Now we're gonna remove these bolt securing device, this bolt locks. So just like an Allen key goes into this bolt, and then we can remove these two halves while they're positioning these things to make sure they don't unscrew. This is what it looks like. There's the Allen key goes in here and it positions those bolts to make sure they cannot unscrew on their own. And now comes the most important part of the whole job. We're gonna have to clean it very well with paper towels, with that spray what I got before we unscrew them. I had to take the other pipes off as well because I didn't have space to get to it. But now I was able to get to it with this. I don't have an extension. It's supposed to be like an extension like this, but my friend left and I just don't have it. So I had to do what I have to do. So now I can take it off. Now it's coming by hand. Got to be very careful, make sure nothing will get loose as I open it up. I put this paper around it, make sure I don't lose any parts. But now you can see the O-ring on that sort of bolt looking thing what came off. And then the spring, what's underneath, and around the spring there is the little brass washer what I assume leaking. So these are the parts what we need to change. So if you see the O-ring on that thing and then the brass washer around the spring, those are the things what we need to change. You can see the new brass washer is in there. The little piston moves a little bit around, so when you put it together you gotta make sure it's in the middle. And then over here you can see the parts all taken apart. On the right you can see the new O-ring on it, the old O-ring, and the old brass washer is there, and the spring. So when it goes in, I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on that O-ring so it can actually find its place very nicely. And I'm gonna be careful with that spring, make sure nothing clicks away, flips away, or jumps away. Total success. It went back. I just need to tighten it with a torque wrench to make sure it's torqued down properly. So the manual is showing 36 Newton meters, which is 26.5 foot-pounds. So that's how much I'm gonna tie it down with. Now that we torqued it down, I'm gonna put back. I put back the little holder what secures the nut from unscrewing itself. And now we're just gonna put the pipes back on. Now that everything is finished here and everything is put together, now we can put the new battery back in. Looks like I have one more leak on this one pipe here, so on that one hose, so I'm gonna change that hose as well. I had in the spare part box some original German braided hose, so we'll cut a piece off and we'll replace this old one.
The battery is in. Now we just need to put on this bracket and the two nuts and the two washers, and then we should be good to go.
So everything is done what I wanted to do to it. It got oil, a lot more than it should, unfortunately. I guess my friends put a bunch more extra in it. And then let's start it up, see what happens. Key turned one click, lights came on. I'm pulling the slingshot, waiting for the glow plugs to glow. And then let's see what happens. Okay, let's pump a little bit on the pumper.
This hand pump is located on the side of the actual fuel pump. So now I'm trying to force some fuel through the whole assembly, and it's got a return hose. So it's gonna go through the whole thing and then goes into the return hose. So technically I would remove most of the bubbles from the system. So it actually will start firing, hopefully.
Looks like I got one more thing to do. Look at the power steering pump, how much is loose. I gotta tighten that up. I lift it up and it clearly sees that there's a bolt is missing from it, from the pump, where the pump is mounted to somewhere. Looks like it's an M8 thread, so I was able to find some in True Value, so I'm gonna try to put it in. Hopefully that the power steering pump not gonna wiggle around anymore. I guess that bolt worked out fine. I tried to show you from underneath. Power steering pump is just about here on this car. Here's the oil filter canister. If I can show it to you, like right here, and right next to it, the bolt goes through into this casting, and here's the ratchet. What the bolt goes from the top to the bottom, and that's where the bolt was. Now it's in tight, good and tight. The brass washer is there very nicely, and this is why I put a little paper around it, because the spring just wanted to fall off, but it got it. So I'm gonna try to put it back together with a new washer, a new brass washer, and I'm gonna put the brass washer in the housing here before I put that on totally. Put it together once more. Let's see if it's leaking now. Well, I'm gonna go take it to the tire shop and then see if it's still gonna do what it's still leaking or not. I hope it's not.
Made it to the tire store, no problem. The engine was a little bit rough, but it cleaned out. And then now the car is lifted up, and I want to show you the tires I got. These are kind of like an original size, made by Pirelli. It's 185 7014. So now we're gonna install the 5 new tires, and then the car is gonna be hopefully gonna be ready for the trip back to Kentucky.
Well, the car runs very nicely. The only problem is that it was still leaking, so they didn't want it. It actually didn't want it to start at the tire shop. So what I'm gonna have to do is to look for those parts what you screw into the fuel pump, and then possibly I gotta look for pipes, and then once I change those, hopefully the leaking gonna go away. Nothing else I can do. Well, this is how far I got. Look at those nice wheels on, or tires on. So yeah, I was very impressed with the tire shop because they used the torque wrench to set the bolts, the lug bolts. I don't know what to do with the leak yet. I think I'm gonna research it and try to find some parts for it. But for now, this is it for the Racing Turtle. In October, I'm gonna have some friends who come from Europe and they want to drive it on Route 66 and other places back to Kentucky. So maybe then I'm gonna hook up with them maybe in Vegas and change those things on it. I don't know, but at first I need to find them. So we'll see if Peach Parts has it, or maybe some junkyard would have it. So thanks for watching, and then see you guys 2 weeks from now with something else. Bye.
For the evening, I went back to Venice Beach. I have to give it to them. This is a beautiful evening. If I would, disregard the people taking a shit next to me and then a bunch of homeless people running around. I did see Arnold Schwarzenegger in the morning with his entourage running by. But yeah, this is Venice Beach.